Welcome to the Voorhees Unfiltered Podcast. Real talk, real students, no filters. Freshman tips, got 'em. Hot takes all day. This is your Voorhees life unfiltered. Let's go.
Hi, and welcome to the podcast. My name is Dominique Latif. I'm a junior here at Voorhees University. I'm a mass comp major, mass communication. Let's see, just a little more about me. I was born November 22nd. Big Sagittarius, the best sign out there. Y'all can't compete. So would you all like to tell a little bit about yourselves?
My name is Armand Hopkins, and I'm a junior as well. I'm a biology major with a minor in chemistry, and I'm from the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina. And on campus, I'm a student leader, as well as the 11th Mr. Voorhees elect.
Good day, everyone. I am Shamar Stewart. I am a sophomore computer science major here at Voorhees University. A little about me. I am from Portland, Jamaica. I am not completely sure what I want to be as yet. Every day changes. But for now, I think I'm interested in artificial intelligence. And yes.
Okay, nice. So, you all remember y'all freshman year, Voorhees?
Yeah, but I'm a transfer, so I can elaborate on that. You going to start us off?
Yes,
your freshman year at Voorhees?
Of course. My lovely freshman year. So my freshman year, I say it was okay. It was the first year of you being on your own with nobody like in your ear telling you what to do. It's like you're on your own time. So I got a lot of freedom, but you also learn a lot of things your freshman year. You learn about new people, you make new friends, and it was pretty much you're starting off life slowly. You ain't really gotten the gist of what's going on yet. So that's kind of like how I was. I was still getting used to waking up early and having to do multiple assignments all at once because, I didn't get that experience really in high school. Everything was kind of spaced out. So it was definitely different for me to definitely go to a school that's low-key in the middle of nowhere. So that's definitely something else I had to get used to too. How about you, Shamar?
So it was pretty similar for me because I was coming from Jamaica. It was my first time coming to the States. But little did I know, when you're watching TV and they highlight all the good stuff, Hollywood and all that, I thought all of America would be like Hollywood. But coming here to Voorhees and I realized that it was in the middle of nowhere and all that.
Yeah.
It was a really big adjustment. No one to take you to the store. I was coming thinking that I can just take a taxi, go to the store, get something. It didn't work that way. So it was a big adjustment, and also the culture, coming to America for the first time, the food, the caf service and all. It's the first time I've ever ate so much fast food. And what you said about assignments, all my assignments were due at 11:59 p.m. in the night. So I had to really adjust it. I had to find out what's a way I can ensure that all of my assignments are done on time. And a solution to that was to do my assignments at least a day before the due date. So it was a big adjustment. And also it was my first time sleeping in a room by myself. Normally in Jamaica, my mom would be just right next door, someone I can go and knock on their door if I want to talk or something. But here I didn't know anyone. So yeah, it was lonely at first, but as the semester progressed, second semester, I got used to it.
I can agree with you on that lonely thing because I didn't know anybody. I'm getting used to knowing everybody, looking at everybody weird. I'm like, okay.
So my story is a little different than theirs because I'm a transfer student. I transferred from Oakland University in Rochester, New York. In Rochester, Michigan, that's right outside of Detroit. So when I first got to school, I was nervous. I was 12 hours away from home. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. So I was 12 hours away and I was on a track scholarship and I didn't know anybody there, but I was just excited to be away from my family. And I feel like I chose that school because it was the furthest offer I had away from home. And I was tired of being at home. So once I went, it was a little rough at first, because the classes were really hard compared to high school. And I also had to, adjust my schedule and make sure I managed my time wisely, making sure I had study hall, practice, making sure I ate a meal at least 2 times a day, when really I should have ate 3 times. But I was just trying to get used to that lifestyle, not having my car, and just being a freshman. And then once I came to Voorhees, I knew it was a little different. I would be a little closer to home, and I would also be at a HBCU versus a PWI. And honestly, switching from a PWI to a HBCU has been amazing for me. It's way different. You get more one-on-one experiences. You pretty much know all the staff, all the students, especially being at a smaller HBCU, you know all the students. And it's just more of a family culture versus a PWI where it was probably in my biggest class, psychology, it was about 400 of us in there. And the professor didn't know my name. I tried to speak to him one time and he was a little bougie. He was like, speak to my student assistant. So coming here has been a big difference, and it's better. It's a better environment, I feel like, to get you through and feel supported going through college versus being just a number.
The biggest cultural shock for me from being in high school to college freshman at Voorhees University, being as an HBCU, honestly, once I got used to being here, it kind of felt the same because I went to a school where there was mostly African Americans. It was mixed culture, so it wasn't just us. We had Hispanics. I feel like here we do have more like African American culture, but and like international students. So I'm really used to that kind of environment. So when I got comfortable, I was able to adapt more to where I was and be able to kind of talk to more people. I feel like as far as the norms, of course, is different in high school. Being in college, it kind of gives you more freedom to do things. So like I said before, you're moving on your own time. Nobody's telling you to get up in the morning to do your work. In high school, you kind of had that parental guidance, but when you're in college, they let you go. So it's really like you're moving on your own. So that's what definitely was a wake-up call for me when I first got here, because I was a procrastinator, so I waited late to do things, and my grades definitely showed for it. So it helped me become, when I first got here, it's helped me to become more persistent and doing things on time rather than when I first got here. I'm definitely better with it. How about you, Shamar?
So the biggest culture shock was everything, really. But you know, the food, like fast food, it's a thing for me. Like in Jamaica, we'd have it at least like once per week or once every 2 weeks. But coming here, like the caf service, how they had it, it was like fast food every day, really. Like freshman year when I just came, I had to like find a way to stop like eating French fries. And yeah, it was just, you know, they had this freshman 15 rule, and they really had me thinking about it. Every freshman should gain like 15 pounds, and that really had me worried. So I had to find a way to like, you know, a healthy diet. And yeah, and also to drift away from that, as you said, college is a place where you have to come and you have to define like who you are. So will you be the person who goes to party every night, or will you be the person who do what you like to do, but do it responsibly? So basically you go to one party every other week, or you can party every night as long as you're able to do what you're really here to do, like excel in your academics and all that. So I had to like define myself, who I am right now and who I want to be. So that's it. What about you, Arman?
I would say my biggest culture shock from high school to college would probably really just be like the location, because we're not really around big like food. I'm a greedy person, so we're not really around a lot of food places. So having CAF and then McDonald's and Subway, it gets played out. So I'm just used to hopping in my car, going to Chick-fil-A, going to Zaxby's, going to get a smoothie or something. And that was the biggest like difference for me, because I'm just a really greedy person, and I love food. I love ice cream. I love desserts. So that was really my biggest shock, honestly. I didn't really experience much as far as being independent or not away from my parents, because really I always felt like I was grown, so they couldn't tell me nothing anyways. So it wasn't really a shock once I got here. It was more so not having the food the way I wanted it when I wanted it. Okay, so now let's talk about some of our experiences freshman year and some of the things we did and how we grew freshman year. I'll start it off with me. So when I first got here, I wanted to have a fresh start because it was a new school. You know, I had already experienced a full year in college. So just coming to a new school, I wanted to be more involved and more active on campus outside of just academics and athletics because I'm more than an athlete. So I was more so focused on growing. And in order for me to grow, I knew I had to step out of my comfort zone and just like put myself in situations where I have to talk to people and be more active and more just not as shy as I am because naturally I'm a shy person. So stepping into different positions, it kind of forced me out of that shyness. And I'm still a little shy, but I can talk to people more and I'm not afraid to run for something. I'm not afraid to lose because even if I lose, I still gain I still learn some type of skill from that. So just coming into Voorhees, my first year here, I was just trying to meet new people and join different clubs and organizations that, you know, I could relate to. So like the STEM club, pre-alumni council, I like what they stood for. So I was like, okay, this is something that I should probably join or at least be interested in. I was talking to Miss Voorhees at the time, Kiana Yeoman. She was one of my closer friends in my first year here because she was also on the track team. So I met her at track practice and then I would just see all the good stuff she was doing and how being active on campus opened up a lot of opportunities for her. So I just started doing more things and just getting my name out there more, not being in my room, just trying to talk to people and meet the staff and the professors because building those relationships are benefiting me now because when I need letters of recommendation or anything like that, we've built that bond from when I first got here. Mm-hmm. So they know me, they know what I do, they know my intentions, and it's easy for them to put in a good word or just understand me more as a student. And that also helps with everything in college because once they know you and if there's like a job opportunity or an internship, if you are constantly around them, constantly being ambitious and doing things to put yourself out there, you might be one of the first names that they call on.
When I first got here, some things that I partook in was definitely tire transition, which is when I came in July for my freshman year. So I kind of started school early, going ahead and taking some of my classes for the year. And I definitely had a great experience, not just because I had the feeling of, you know, having a little freedom, but it's because I got to experience, you know, like different like events that they had, things that I've never been to before. And being able to bond with people that I don't know from, you know, what's in, you know, was kind of open, you know, a lot, you know, opened up for me to be able to communicate more because I'm kind of an introvert and an extrovert when I need to be. So it definitely kind of got me out of my shell. I made a lot of friends, also lost some. So I learned a lot from it. A few like organizations that I wanted to be in definitely was TRIO. It was first introduced to me in my career pathways class for, you know, students whose parents didn't do college, but you did. Although my parents, you know, they were in college, they still allowed me to be in TRIO. And I like, you know, being able to help and definitely want students to be involved in TRIO because you can get a lot of benefits from that. Pre-alumni was another thing. As of now, I am the president over pre-alumni. But when I first got here, I knew nothing of it from prior to it arriving to college. And when I found out that you can be able to network with different alumni and gain like scholarship money, I was definitely for it because who doesn't want scholarship money in college? So definitely joined that, and it allowed me to be able to travel. And that's something that I love to do, and be able to travel and earn money as well, and be able to bond with other students and, you know, other alumni to open more doors for you. So I definitely, I'm enjoying it now, and I hope to continue to, you know, keep pre-alumni in a good place, to make sure that we, you know, we grow and, you know, we bond, we keep our same bond that we have. Choir is something else that I joined because I like to sing. It's something that I like to do. I'm not doing it because of the scholarship money. I'm not doing it just to do it. It's doing it because I like to sing. It's something that I just like to do. Although I may complain, but I like it. I like it. And just to name another thing, so I won't keep going on, but I joined media because I want to be a photographer and graphic designer, and that's something that's going to help towards my career. And I really enjoy it. I enjoy working with everyone in media. Yes, definitely Mr. Jones, and shout out to Mr. Jones, Mr. Sumner, Mr. Darrell, and Josh. I definitely love you guys, and definitely want to continue working with you all in my further years. So, Shamar, what you got to say?
Thank you. So, freshman semester, I realized that I was in my room most of the time. And if you're in your room most of the time, of course, you're going to struggle with making friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I then got this brilliant idea that I should, be more active on campus. And as a result, they were doing this voting panel for International Students Association. And I was elected the vice president. As a result, that came with responsibilities. I was supposed to participate in coronation, but after attending a few of the coronation practices, I realized that the dances, they were too complex for me. Everyone was doing what they were supposed to do, but I was on the other and struggling. I couldn't really do nothing, and as a result, I withdrew my position. So that was one. Another one was choir, and I'm not the most versatile person. I don't have a lot of skills. Academics is really my niche, but I tried doing new things. So like choir was one of those new things. I can't sing to save my life, but I came to the choir and I met people who became friends, like you, for example, Mr. Hopkins, and the choir director, Mrs. Rachel Jones. Like, she's a very good mentor. And also, I got to travel. So I went to Florida. It was my first time going to Florida. We got per diem. Everyone loves money. And just the experience, so, yeah.
Yeah, I would also like to add to the incoming freshmen, once you come to college, of course you'll be shy, but just please step out of your comfort zone just a little bit, because it really just marinates you into the VU culture, and it also helps you build relationships with students. And at the end of the day, college is really going to be what you make it. So if you sit around complaining, you're going to keep complaining because you're not doing anything to better that. So just being more active, being more involved, it'll just make the whole experience better. I will also encourage any of the freshmen coming in to please run for Mr. and Miss Freshman. It would be a good opportunity, and you'll also be a part of my court. So I would love for you guys to just run. Don't be scared. If you lose, just try again. Or if you win, then you never know what opportunities you'll have running.
Yep. At Voorhees University, we believe that everyone has the potential to achieve their dreams. We provide our students with the resources and support they need to succeed. We offer a variety of academic programs so our students can find the right fit for them. We also have a strong community of faculty and staff who are dedicated to helping our students succeed. If you're looking for a university that will help you reach your full potential, Voorhees University is the place for you. Imagine the possibilities. Imagine yourself graduating from Voorhees University, ready to make a difference in the world. Imagine yourself using your skills and knowledge to make the world a better place. The next level of excellence is yours for the taking. And that's what we're all about at Voorhees University. Visit us at voorhees.edu and apply today. Voorhees University, the next level of excellence.
Welcome back to the podcast, guys. So we talked a little bit about, our first years here at Voorhees and, some things we would advise to the incoming freshmen. So now let's talk about a couple of reasons why we've came here and what faculty and staff have helped us along our journey here at Voorhees. So do you want to start us off, Dawn?
I can start us off.
Okay.
So what motivated me to come to Voorhees? I really didn't have a choice. My parents told me you were coming here because It's that they don't pay for books and it's inexpensive. The first person I met was Mr. Cameron. He's no longer here with us, but he was the first person to come to my high school to introduce Voorhees University to me because I knew nothing of this school. He was the very first person who gave me my tour in the school, and the first person that I saw as a mentor, as someone who helped me during my freshman year would be Mr. Sumner. He was the very first person I met on this campus. It was very rainy that day. And he was like someone I could go talk to if I need any advice or any help with anything. I say Dean Hemby. She was also like my campus mom. I could go to her for any advice. She was there for me. If I needed help with assignments, she was there. So I definitely had a lot of support. A few people that I met along the way that were definitely supportive. Of course, Mr. Jones, Dr. Johnson, and Dr. Rochelle. They were definitely had my back if I needed anything. And as I'm continuing to go through my college years, I've created a bond with almost everyone on this campus. So I definitely have a lot of people who I can turn to, who I can ask for help, or if I need any advice, or just to be there. I definitely created a lot of bonds, and I would definitely say that for students coming to Voorhees or going to any college, create a bond with your staff and your faculty, because you'll never know when you may need them, or it's somebody that you may need to reach out to or talk to. At least you have someone, if you don't have any friends, that can help you out.
So coming to college, my biggest reason why I applied to Voorhees University was the scholarship. Mm-hmm. I applied to a lot of colleges, but they only gave me partial scholarship. But when I applied to Voorhees, I got a full scholarship, which was more than enough reason to come here, even though I didn't know where it was. Because when I came here, it was my first time coming to the States. But backtrack before I got the scholarship. Before I got the scholarship, I applied to Voorhees and I just followed up every day, like every other day. It was free, of course. I downloaded this app called Text Now, where I could make international calls. And as you mentioned, Mr. Cameron McLean, and Miss Stuart Smith, I usually call them like every other day just to follow up on my application to ask them if there is any scholarship available. And there was, but it was limited. But by calling and being annoying, even though it's not literally that, but calling someone every day, it can be annoying. So they knew me before I came here. And when I came here, everyone was supportive, The president, I didn't really imagine an environment where, someone as high in power as a president would be so friendly, where they see you today, they don't shy away from giving you a hug. Also, I met Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright was in charge of student engagement. So coming here, new to the school, if we wanted to go to the store, Mr. Wright would make it happen. If we needed something, Mr. Wright would make it happen. Like any problem at all you have, if you needed to go to the bank, create a bank account, Mr. Wright would make it happen, And also, as Armand mentioned earlier, coming to a small school like this, you have a more one-to-one with professors. So my dean, any problem I have with any of my classes, I can go to my dean. I'm searching for an internship opportunity, I can go to my dean. So the environment, it's just very friendly. Everyone here is very friendly. I've never felt shy to go to someone and just talk to them, even to stop by and say good day, if I don't have anyone to talk to.
I would say the reason why I came to Voorhees is because, I was transferring, of course, and I was also looking for schools. I had a couple of options, but I would like to say Coach Jeffrey Hughes is the real reason and the biggest push as to why I came here. So I came on a visit during one of the freshman welcome weeks, and I met a couple of the incoming freshmen, and everybody was cool that were on the trip. And they were like, "Oh yeah, we're coming." I'm like, okay. Everybody was smooth. We came to CAF. The food was really good. I was impressed by the food. Everybody on campus was really nice and welcoming. We also ran into Dr. Hopkins, and when he first came up to me, he said, "What is your name?" I was like, Armand Hopkins. He said, oh, nephew. So I'm like, okay. He's already treating me like his family member. And at my old school, the president, she was more standoffish. You can't get a conversation with her. So that already was more so like okay, this is not like a Hollywood scene. You know, everybody's nice. They're welcoming. They're not rude. So that was a big thing for me, just being comfortable. Like my first time coming here, I was already comfortable. So once I kept weighing my decisions, I felt like this would be the best fit for me. And then once I got here, Coach Hughes was always looking out, making sure I was straight if I had any issues with a class or anything financially. He would just make sure that the issue was priority and taken care of. Once I got into classes, Miss McCullough and Miss Montgomery, they made sure if anything was going on in the classes, I could easily just talk to them and make sure I'm as successful as I could be in those classes, because I came here to run track, but also my biggest thing, the biggest reason why I'm here is to graduate. So they made sure I was good in classes, made sure my schedule was good. And if I had any questions, they will always be there. And then I would also like to shout out Miss Jefferson, because I could talk to her about anything. She's like my grandma away from home. If I go to Miss Jefferson, she'll be like, she could tell if something's wrong with me. She'll be like, just tell me, let's talk about it. And those talks, they always, if I'm down, she'll help me get back up. So I would like to shout her out. And yeah, that's really the reason why I came. And those are the staff and faculty that have helped me along the way my freshman year. This year I could go on and on, but let's just stick to the first year.
Love me some Miss Jefferson. So it's safe to say that incoming freshmen, that you're not going to be alone. There's always going to be someone to have your back. And that's why we say build bonds with people. Don't stay in your room, because you miss out on a lot at Voorhees, because it moves so fast. Like the days move by fast. We are already in May and we just got here in January. So definitely enjoy yourself, live your life to the fullest, but do not be strayed by parties. Please stay educated. Go to class. Don't miss class. But yes, that's all I have to say.
Yes, just make sure you come ready to grow. Don't come and want to be the same person you are. Just try to grow in some aspect of your life. And just remember that everybody, especially the staff, they want your best interest. So they'll make sure you're straight. Just communicate. If something, as soon as that happens, communicate immediately so that it can be resolved as fast as possible, and that whatever you're going through doesn't keep lingering. Just make sure you get it out the way. And yeah, like Dom said, make sure you go to class, because once you do that schoolwork, you can do anything really. Your GPA is important, especially your freshman year. So just remember that if you need help, ACE, they'll make sure you're straight. Just make sure you're communicating that you need help, and they will help you. They would love to help you, but a closed mouth won't get fed. So just always communicate. Amen. And don't be scared to talk to anyone, because a lot of people are here to support you.
I love that, Armand. So as Armand said, you got to be honest with yourself. If you know you don't know how to do algebra, don't be shy away, because Dominique is better at algebra than you. Reach out to Dominique. Ask her if she can give you guidance, because at the end of the day, Dominique wants her degree, but you also want your degree. So don't be shy. Ask for help if you need it. And also, you got to define yourself so you're better able to trace your steps. You need to know where you are and what you have to do to be there. You definitely have to go to class. You can go to a few parties if you want, but you have to know what you can manage. So if going to party means failing a class, don't go to that party. You can go to that party later when you graduate and get rich,
So now that we've talked about the different things we've done as freshmen, our journeys, the advice we've given to students, what would you do differently now that you didn't do as a freshman?
Honestly, in my first year here, I really did everything the way I wanted to do it. So I don't have any regrets. I put myself out there and built really strong connections with the students and staff.
I'd say for myself, being able to communicate. Like I said, I'm an introvert a little bit, so I'm a little standoffish and have trouble with communicating with other people. So I think that's why I joined pre-alumni, because it helps with networking. It's forcing me to be able to communicate. Also, I am a procrastinator. I've definitely worked on that since I've been here at Voorhees because my freshman year, I was very bad. But now, with me not procrastinating, it's allowing for me to grow as far, not in just because of my GPA, but procrastinating can go with multiple things. So just being able to get things done on time and not have to rush.
So freshman year was very smooth for me because I maintained a 4.0 GPA both semesters. It wasn't only the work I did, but also like my peers.
Mhm.
My peers influenced me. So definitely, if you know you are a C student, you don't need to like be around students who are F student. Not that you are discriminating, but in order to excel at what you're doing, you need people around you to boost you. You know, someone who is always doing work to like motivate you. So I'm happy I made a decision as a freshman. I didn't really have a lot of friends, but the few people who I talked to, they're all always working and all. So that motivated me to work too and not get distracted.
So, would anyone like to give any shout outs as we wrap up the end of our podcast? And to your favorite teacher, favorite administrator?
I'll start off. With wrapping up, I would like to, just give a shout out to Coach Hughes, Miss Montgomery, Miss McCullough, and Miss Jefferson for always being there if I need them. They're always one phone call away, or if I can't reach you, I'll walk to your office, and everybody knows that I'll just show up at their office. But yeah, shout out to everybody I named.
Yes, I'd like to give a shout out to the whole media staff. Yes, Dr. Johnson, of course, Dr. Rochelle, Miss Montgomery, Mr. Fell. Who else am I missing? That's about it. Miss McCullough too. Yes, because they have my back, and they're definitely people I can turn to talk to if I need any help or advice. What you got to say, Shamar?
Shout out to Miss Stewart. Gotta remember your roots. She got me here. Shout out to Mr. Wright. Shout out to my Dean Golkar. Also, shout out to my favorite honors college dean of all time, Dean Jones, and also to my professors, Mr. Williams. Shout out to Miss McCullough. She's my advisor. But in Jamaica, we say big up. So big up everyone at Voorhees University, and big up our media team here this evening. Thank you.
That's all for this episode. We hope you enjoyed the conversation. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Until the next episode, keep it real and keep it Voorhees.